We're part of John George Clinical Group, and we read The Night of the Gun by David Carr. It's a book about addiction and recovery. And we're going to be acting out a scene from the chapter titled A Large Unguided Missile. This is a scene where David, the main character, is interviewing the foster parents of his twins to kind of figure out and piece together his story from when he was a drug user.
So at this point, in writing the book as David Carr, I called them back in the middle of book writing because I was confused about how the handoff had occurred, the specifics of who had brought them my children. Because the twins were eventually returned to Anna and I, Catholic Charities had none of the relevant records. Zelda picked up and had Pat get on the other phone so we could all remember together. As they spoke, a memory I had lost returned to me. They remind me that 2 days before Thanksgiving in 1988, I arrived at their home with 7-month-old Aaron and Megan, my mom and all of the clothes and stuff we could carry. I was between detox and Eden House, still using but about to shut the door. They loved those babies from the minute they saw them. Their father, not so much.
You were very serious, very somber. It felt kind of belligerent, like you weren't really interested, like you really didn't want to talk to us much, but were a necessary evil. This is a good place to put the girls. You were that way,
And you were very high.
You were a bit disheveled.
So, disheveled and high.
Yes.
And you fell on the floor.
What?
You just kind of lost your balance and fell on the floor. And I remember thinking that if one of the babies were there, and the baby would have suffered some pretty severe injury.
You wanted them perfectly taken care of. You were very blunt, adamant, blunt, and direct. I don't remember what you said, but you were aware enough and alert enough to want only the best for your kids. And did we meet the test? And so you did ask us direct questions.
I remember thinking this will never work.
Why?
I guess maybe your mother had told us that you had been in treatment before or something, and looking at you, you were so far out of it. I just thought that this was a way of exiting the scene and the responsibility with your children. I read it all wrong.
So, when I got out of Eden House, we all went out to dinner at a barbecue joint. Aaron and Megan showed some of their dad's skills at putting away food and some gestural elegance with the rib bones as well.
The next time I saw you, you were a different man. You were so good with the girls, and you were not that kind of father, you were not that kind of father that baby talked to your girls. You talked to those two little girls like they were two little people, like they were right on your level, and the three of you were doing a great job.
I was really impressed with you as a patient or parent. Like Zelda said, you treated these little babies as adults. You conversed with them as being on the same level as you were.
They had picked me up at our place on DuPont, which, truth be told, was kind of not so great.
Your car looked like it would hardly go. You didn't have a cleaning lady. You could tell that the place was a bit disheveled, but you had all the stuff that they needed, like their snowsuits, and that you put those kids in those snowsuits like these fit, zip them up, no fooling around, and it was so great to see that you're so capable and competent and so efficient. Efficient, capable, let's go guys. And they were in their suits and out the door and down the steps. You just took charge.
Probably the same snowsuits or some other hand-me-downs, but a different guy was zipping them up.